So, what's up everyone, David here, and today we're talking about something a little different. Not the latest smartphone or the next-gen piece of hardware, but something arguably more important, how you spend your downtime. We spend so much of our lives focused on work, school, and all the things we have to do. But what about the things we want to do? The things that recharge our batteries, spark creativity, and just make life more interesting. This is the ultimate beginner's guide to hobbies, designed to help you find that thing you're genuinely passionate about. We're going to break down 5 different categories of hobbies, from the super accessible to the ones that might seem a little intimidating at first. The goal here isn't just to list a bunch of activities, but to really dive into the why and the how. Why is this a good hobby to start? And more importantly, what are the actual, practical first steps you can take to get into it without feeling overwhelmed or spending a ton of money? Think of this as your roadmap to discovering a new passion. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what each of these hobbies entails, what you'll need to get started, and hopefully you'll feel inspired to try at least one of them. We're going to look at the gear, the process, and the payoff for each one. So, whether you're looking to relax, get creative, or learn a new skill, I think there's something in here for you. Let's get into it. Alright, so first up, let's talk about reading. And I know it might sound almost too simple, but hear me out. In a world of constant notifications, endless scrolling, and information overload, reading is like activating the ultimate do not disturb mode for your brain. It's one of the most accessible hobbies out there. The barrier to entry is incredibly low. All you really need is a book, which you can get from a library for free, or a digital device you probably already own. It's a hobby you can do anywhere, at any time, for 5 minutes or 5 hours. The real power of reading, though, is its ability to transport you. You can explore different worlds, learn from the greatest minds in history, understand different perspectives, and get lost in incredible stories. It's a workout for your imagination and your empathy. Getting started is simple. Don't start with what you think you should be reading. Start with what genuinely interests you. If you love sci-fi movies, pick up a sci-fi novel. If you're into true crime podcasts, grab a non-fiction book on a famous case. The key is to find something that doesn't feel like a chore, and you have options for the hardware too. There's the classic paperback, which has that tactile feel and smell that a lot of people love. Then you have e-readers like a Kindle, which are amazing for travel and convenience, giving you access to a whole library in a super thin and light package with a battery that lasts for weeks. Or, you can just use the phone or tablet you already have. The format doesn't matter as much as the habit. Just set aside 15 to 20 minutes a day, maybe before bed or during your commute, and start there. Next up, let's move from the digital and abstract to something very real and tangible: gardening. This is a hobby that really connects you to the physical world. It's about patience, nurturing, and seeing a process through from start to finish. There's something incredibly satisfying about planting a tiny seed, caring for it over weeks or months, and then watching it grow into a plant that produces food or beautiful flowers. It's a very grounding experience, both literally and figuratively, and it's a fantastic way to de-stress. The benefits go beyond just relaxation. You're getting outside, getting some light physical activity, and engaging your senses. Plus, if you decide to grow vegetables or herbs, there's a huge payoff in getting to eat something you grew yourself. The taste of a tomato straight from your own garden is on a whole different level. Getting started doesn't mean you need a huge backyard either. You can begin with a few pots on a balcony, a windowsill herb garden, or even a small indoor setup with a grow light. The key is to start small. So, what's the starter pack? All you really need is a container, some good quality potting soil, and your seeds, or a small starter plant. Pick something that's known to be easy for beginners, like mint, basil, lettuce, or marigolds. Do a little bit of research on how much sunlight and water that specific plant needs. The internet is your best friend here. The process teaches you to pay attention to details and respond to the needs of a living thing. It's a slow, rewarding feedback loop that's the complete opposite of the instant gratification we're used to. Okay, let's move into the kitchen for our next hobby: cooking. This is one of the most practical and rewarding skills you can possibly develop. At its core, cooking is about transformation. You take a set of raw, individual ingredients and through a series of processes, you turn them into a finished, cohesive, and delicious meal. It engages all of your senses. The sound of a sizzle in a pan, the smell of garlic and onions, the sight of a beautifully plated dish, and of course, the taste. The great thing about cooking is that you have to eat anyway, so you're not necessarily adding a new task to your day. you're just upgrading it. Instead of ordering takeout or heating up something pre-packaged, you're taking control of what you eat. It can be healthier, cheaper, and it gives you an incredible sense of accomplishment. Sharing a meal you cooked with friends or family is a fundamental way to connect with people. It's a skill that pays dividends for your entire life. Getting started is easier than you think. You don't need a kitchen full of fancy gadgets. A decent knife, a cutting board, and one good pan, like a cast iron skillet or a non-stick frying pan, can get you incredibly far. Start with a simple recipe you love to eat. Maybe it's a perfect scrambled egg, a simple pasta sauce, or a great grilled cheese. Watch a few videos on basic knife skills. Learning how to chop an onion properly is a game changer. Just follow a recipe, step by step, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is a lesson for the next time. Alright, for those of you who want to create something from pure imagination, let's talk about art. Specifically painting or drawing. This is your personal sandbox. There are no rules, no right or wrong answers. It's a pure creative outlet and an amazing way to practice mindfulness. When you're focused on drawing a line or mixing the right color, the rest of the world kind of melts away. You're completely present in the moment, observing the world around you in a new and more detailed way. You don't have to be a good artist to start. That's a myth. The goal isn't to create a masterpiece for a museum, it's about the process of creating itself. It's about expressing an idea or an emotion visually. It can be incredibly therapeutic to translate what's in your head onto a piece of paper or a canvas. And as you practice, you'll see tangible improvement in your skills, which is a huge confidence booster. It trains your eye to see shapes, light, and shadow in everyday objects. To get started, just keep it simple. The starter kit is minimal. For drawing, all you need is a pencil and some paper. Any paper. Just start by sketching things around you. A coffee mug, your shoe, a plant. Don't worry about making it perfect, just try to capture its shape. For painting, I'd recommend starting with a small set of acrylics or watercolors. They're user-friendly and clean up with water. Get a small canvas or a pad of thick paper, a few basic brushes, and just play with mixing colors and making marks. The first step is just giving yourself permission to be a beginner and to have fun with it. Finally, let's talk about a hobby that combines creativity, technical skill, and emotion, all in one. Learning to play a musical instrument. There's a unique magic to being able to produce music yourself. It's like learning a new language, one that allows you to express feelings that words can't always capture. The process of learning an instrument is a fantastic workout for your brain. It improves memory, coordination, and discipline. It's challenging for sure, but the payoff is immense. That feeling when you finally nail a chord progression or play a simple song all the way through for the first time is pure joy. It's a journey of small, incremental victories. And music is inherently social. Once you have some basic skills, you can play with other people, which is a whole other level of connection and fun. It's a skill that stays with you forever, and it's never too late to start learning. The idea that you have to be a kid to learn music is just not true, so where do you begin? The key is choosing the right first instrument. Don't start with a violin or a French horn. Pick something with a lower barrier to entry. The ukulele is a fantastic choice. It's affordable, has soft nylon strings that are easy on the fingers, and you can learn a few basic chords and play hundreds of songs very quickly. A keyboard or digital piano is another great option, as the layout is very visual and logical. There are countless free tutorials on YouTube for any instrument you can imagine. Just dedicate 15 minutes a day to practice. Consistency is so much more important than duration. So there you have it, 5 incredible hobbies that you can start today. From the quiet focus of reading and art to the tangible rewards of gardening and cooking, and the expressive power of music. The main takeaway here is that there's a whole world of passion and fulfillment waiting for you outside of your daily obligations. These aren't just ways to kill time, they're ways to enrich your life, learn new things about yourself, and develop skills that bring you genuine happiness and satisfaction. The hardest part is always just getting started. My challenge to you is this. Pick one, just one of these that sounded even remotely interesting, and give it a real try for a couple of weeks. Don't put pressure on yourself to be great at it immediately. The goal is to enjoy the process of learning and creating. And I'd love to hear about your journey. Let me know in the comments which hobby you're thinking of trying, or if you have another amazing hobby for beginners, share it with the community. Let's make that comment section a huge resource for everyone watching. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this guide was helpful and gave you that little push you might have needed. If you found this useful and want to see more guides like this, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. It really helps the channel out. Until next time, go make something cool.